You're in for a treat.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
2 West.
6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
We got new hours because we're nerdish.
And we're in our 20s despite our looks, so we gotta do things in the evening time over the summer.
Correct, but not too late because, as Levi said, we're in our mid-20s.
Not our early 20s.
And not our late 20s, the mid-20s.
Yes, we're the Goldilocks of 20s.
That's right, I shouldn't have laughed. I gotta keep it cool, because this is our intro rap, where we keep things cool.
We're very cool, so cool we might want a dance break.
Hey, thanks for watching our dance break.
Now, back to the really serious stuff.
Like Brady
And Levi.
and Brady too. We're the 3 members of the Nerdish crew.
That was perfect. We didn't plan that.
Not at all. We don't plan anything. If you couldn't tell by this rap. That was the one thing we rhymed.
That was the one thing.
Which makes it a rap.
Yes, all raps have one rhyme.
We'll see you on 2 West.
Yes, 2 West.
6, 7:30 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Keep watching, because it'll turn into us, but probably not wearing the wigs.
Yes, and we'll be much more responsive to whatever you have to say.
You could ask us questions right now. We will not answer them.
Also, we take no responsibility for anything we've done in this pre-recorded session.
Yes. Any lost items, Nerdish is not responsible.
Right, we don't have anything to do with it. We're very different people in the present than we are from when we're recording this video. You might say we are the pupae of Nerdish right now, and in the future we will be the moths.
The
Because moths are the
disgusting
most-
gray moths.
Yes, those gray moths that you hear, they're
Yeah.
like the bats of the flying community.
The wings are leathery. They're leathery wings.
Very leathery.
They're basically butterflies, but we hate them.
Yes.
They're the rodents of butterflies.
This is true.
Right?
Just like the ACT is the rodent of the SAT.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Hello! Welcome, wenches and lads. We're starting late tonight. We apologize. We're also ending at the normal time, which is 9 p.m. our time. Sorry about that. Unless anyone has any questions, we will start with some questions left over in our Discord from yesterday, which I'm going to pull up right now. First one is an asymptote question. I love it. Absolutely love this question.
Hello, everybody. I'm Levi. I'm Brady's partner. Do you like the stream title today?
I did like it until the accident.
Yeah? You have no idea what it says, do you?
It's pre-prepared. Scar Lion King.
Okay.
What kind of a fool do you take me for?
Enormous.
An enormous fool.
Yes.
I suppose that's fair.
I guess I should do this one, huh?
No, I want to do it.
Okay.
Very good. All right. All right. Remember, ask your questions. We want to know them. This is a question from yesterday. I'm not even sure the person that gave us this question is watching right now. So I'm going to do it, but if you're watching, bigger bang for your buck. Why not 3 million? Wow, that doesn't help at all, Levi. 52. At what point in the standard xy coordinate plane do the asymptotes of the function y equals that graph below intersect? Oh, asymptote. Well, we must remind ourselves what an asymptote is, my lord. Asymptotes are a thing that you get when you graph a rational function. All right, rational function, it's a function that is based upon a rational ratio, a fraction, where you got x stuff on the top and x stuff on the bottom, which is what we have up here. All right, just even an example of a classic, just a classic rational function. It's going to be y equals 1 over x minus 2. All right, you get an asymptote because there's an x value that we cannot have in our domain, which is whatever would make the bottom 0, because we can't divide by 0. So if the bottom is x minus 2, x cannot be 2, because if x were 2, we'd be doing 1 divided by 0. All right, so at 2, we have an asymptote, which is this. We usually draw them as dotted lines, which it's a line that our function cannot cross. Okay, now what we're doing as we get close to that is dividing by smaller and smaller numbers, and when you divide by a very small number, the quotient becomes huge. So you're going to see something that looks like this. Something looks like that. As your function approaches that line, it's almost like it's repelling like a magnet. It can't quite get there. So it's going to go down to infinity and never, negative infinity, and never quite touch it. Anyway, so vertical asymptotes are what cannot be in the denominator. They're your x values for yeah. So like we look at 52, that function in the denominator has x minus 3. So the x value that we cannot have is 3. X equals 3, because that would make the bottom 0. All right, so we have a vertical asymptote. I'm going to redraw this function down here. So they give us something like that. They have that, and then they give us they give us something like this, and then whoa, okay. So there's a vertical asymptote at x equals 3, which is this right here. Rational functions can have horizontal asymptotes. They can also have slant asymptotes. It depends on the situation. In this case, what it has is a slant asymptote, which is it's asymptote that is diagonal. That looks like the one that we would see here looks a little bit like this. All right. So you can see that these branches are getting closer and closer on both sides to joining that asymptote, that slant asymptote. The question is, where do those asymptotes intersect? All right. Just by knowing how vertical asymptotes work, we can narrow this down. We know that the x value has to be 3 because they want what this point would be right here. All right. So f and g are out because, actually, I'm going to make this a little bit more cropped. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. F and g are out because the x value is not 3, which is what we want. H, J, and K, they are 3, okay? Now, there's the next thing, which is just using your eyeballs. You can tell a little bit about where this point is, okay? We've got the y value being 10, 16, or 31. So 31 is too high. 31 is like up here, where it's, it's already kind of getting close to that line, the curve itself. So there's no way that our intersection point is that high, if you know that your slant asymptote looks like this. So that means that K is also gone, which means you're left with H and J. So either 10 or 16. 10 or 16, they look pretty close. All right. If you draw it on your actual paper, you're not going to be able to tell which one's right. You'll have narrowed it down to those two, but then it'll be like, all right, how do I know which one's right? The way to figure that out is you need to know the equation of this slant asymptote. Now, I don't know how much you've learned in math class about rational functions, but when you have a slant asymptote like this, it's caused by having a bigger degree in the numerator than you do in the denominator. Basically, it's top-heavy. If we look at our function, so let me get rid of this. Our function is y equals 2x times x plus 2 over x minus 3. That looks like an alpha. I need to change that. Now it looks just gross. There we go. Okay. So if you multiply everything up top, you'll see you're going to get a quadratic. You're going to have degree 2 up top, and you only have degree 1 on bottom. So if you want to know the whole variety of situations and different kinds of asymptotes, ask. If you already know, you'll know that this is top-heavy, so we have to do polynomial long division or synthetic division to find what the equation of the slant asymptote is going to be. So I'm going to expand this a little bit by multiplying the top. So this is going to be 2x squared plus 4x. And that's over x minus 3. Okay. I can do synthetic division here because we're dividing by a linear factor of degree of coefficient 1. Again, ask questions if you need to. And it would look something like this. 3. Okay, so we have 2, and we have 4, and then we have 0. So bring this down. We got 2, 6. Bring this down. That is 10. And then 30. There we go. Okay, so our remainder is 30. 2x plus 10. That's the equation of our slant asymptote. So we have x equals 3, and y is equal to 2x plus 10. So all we have to do now to find their intersection point is to put 3 into the equation 2x plus 10. So y equals 2 times 3 plus 10, which is going to give us 16. So the y coordinate of our intersection point is 16, which means J is our answer. All right, Noble, hopefully you watch this. That was for you. There's probably a lot of background info that hopefully you learned already, but if not, ask us more questions. We'll talk about asymptotes. That's all I got.
All right, I have some questions to do, Bird.
Do you now?
Yeah, Bird.
Uh-oh. You know what that means. You're going to do those questions.
Yes.
That's the only thing that that would mean.
Wait, what? Did someone delete a question off the Reddit? Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Very good. You're gonna be jealous of me.
Why?
Cause
I'm jealous of you every day.
Brady, don't say that.
But it's true.
Yeah?
Dude, we have like so many viewers right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thanks, Bird.
Our chat is just exploding with our own messages.
Okay. Let's do... Wait, where'd it go? What? New on ACT. How is this happening?
If I were out and free, I want you to be. Yes, you're right. I'm very jealous of you.
Where's... How is this not sorted by new?
I don't know. Are you scared? I'm scared when you get scared.
Oh, here we go.
Did you find it, my lord?
No.
Oh. Are you still scared, my lord?
Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go.
Ah.
Oh,
I'm
that's
jealous of you.
large, but while I do this, can you link it to the question's on my computer, so you can get it easily.
Would you like me to stop drawing the board?
You can do whatever you want, forever.
Wow.
Right?
It's a pretty big statement.
I'm just a good business partner. Okay. We have this. I'll deal with
It's
this.
still wet.
Yeah? Good. All right. The recursive formula for the sequence is given below, so we have a sub n is the value of the nth term. Oh, that's a good key to... You know what? I'll keep that in my pocket. Okay. We are given that a sub 1 equals 16. Sorry, 10. A sub 1 is 10. And then we get a sub n is a sub n minus 1 plus 5. So I'm not sure, whoever's asking this question, I'm not sure if you just don't understand this recursive formula at all, so I'll show it to you. So a sub 1 is the first term. We know that it's a 10. A sub 2. We know that a sub n is a sub n minus 1 plus 5. What this basically means is we take the previous term. So a sub 2 would be a sub 1, because that's 2 minus 1. Actually, I write that out. 2 minus 1. A sub 2 minus 1 plus 5, which would be equal to a sub 2 minus 1 is a sub 1 plus 5, and that would be 10 plus 5. So a sub 2 equals 15. Okay? That's the second term. The next term. So you can see that it's just you're adding 5 to the previous term, the n minus 1 term. So a sub 3 would be 20, and so on. I'm not going to do all of them. Now, the question is, which of the following equations is an explicit formula for this sequence? This is hard. We're going to have to, you might as well guess and check on this, okay? So let's take the first answer choice. What this explicit formula means is that we've got a recursive formula here, which means we're using the previous term. What the explicit formula is a formula that you just have to use n in the formula. You don't get to use the previous term. So let's plug in. let's see if A makes sense. I'll just draw an arrow from there. A is saying that whatever n is, so whatever nth term you're on, you do -5 times that. So let's take the first term. -5 times, nope, -5 times n, which is 1. So -5 times 1 plus 10. That equals 5, which is wrong, right? We don't want 5, we want 10. So A is incorrect. Please let me know if you don't have... Hey, Ray Matthews, how are you? Good to see you. Are you excited for the test on... I don't know why I had to do that. On Saturday? Okay, so this first term, or sorry, the first answer choice is wrong because it doesn't even match the first term. If we look at B, that seems to work. We have... The first term is 10, right? So we have 5 times 1 plus 5. That equals 10. The next term, this is a sub 1, a sub 2. Hi, Kuz. A sub 2 would give you 5 times 2 plus 5. That's 15. Well, we got that. Then the third term would be 5 times n is 3 plus 5. That would be 20. This sort of makes sense. It looks basically from this B equation here, our slope, don't you use induction to prove that? Hi, Roby. Do we want to talk about induction right now?
No.
Okay.
What do they mean by that anyway?
Do you...
Like inductive versus deductive?
Like, yeah, do you mean inductive reasoning here? There's, you can, come up with a formula on your own.
It's like x's and y's.
Hmm?
Those are your points up at the top left?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like x's and y's. It's like 1, 10, 2, 15.
Yeah, that's not responding to the inductive reasoning thing.
Right, but like I'm not sure how you'd apply inductive reasoning to this.
You don't. I mean, you can come up with a formula on your own and get to 5n plus 5. Or you can come up with a couple terms and then check the answer choices. That's the fastest way. This is basically slope, okay? Because we're adding 5 every time, right? So every time, as Brady said, the x and y, or n and a sub n, every time you're adding 5. So you have the number before you, and then you go up by 5, and then by another 5. So every step you go up by 5. You essentially have a slope of 5. This is a slope of 5 that we're doing here, right? That answer choice B has 5n. The slope is 5. And then you got to check where it's not your y-intercept, but your starting point is a sub 1. There's no 0, so be careful of that. And if you try C, D, or E, this also does not work. Be careful. Just because it works for, let's say, the first term, doesn't mean it will work for the next term, and the next term, and the next term. So test a couple. That can work. Hi, Prod. How are you? Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I could test more points, but there's not really much use in that. The other answer choices, I think D works for the first term, because you have 10 times 1. No, that doesn't work for the first term. 10 times 1 plus 5. Okay, so nothing works for the first term except for B, so you're actually done at that point. Savneya Bada B Sheet Dad NBO. What are you saying? Should I read that back? No. What are you saying, Prod? You say ridiculous things. Okay, I like this question. These are hard. They're not so hard because they're impossible to understand, right? The concept isn't super, super high level. It's just not something that we spend a lot of time doing in high school math. Okay, let us move on. We could, do you link that, Bird?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Ooh, this looks fun too. Okay, 43. Isn't it a full? It isn't a full sentence. Do I thought it would be B, but it is D because of parallelism? Answer is D. Whoa. Okay,
Is this also from Reddit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do we have somebody who's here who's asked a question on our thing? Bird's here. He's just sitting over there. doing bird stuff.
The reason why I asked that is so I'll link it on Reddit, that's all.
Oh, yes. It's, I think, one post right next door to the one I just did. Or
Okay.
2 posts after. Something like that. Okay, we're answering 42. Whoa, wait, what? No, 43. Okay. So we need all of this, and we don't need this. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm gonna see if I can do this without needing to erase too much of my math stuff, or without pausing for too long. Okay, so the question is this a full sentence? The answer is D. Brady, come out to play. You've been asked to join in the festivities, Bird.
Who asks me to come play?
It's Prod Vanix, that's who it is.
I shall come and play.
Okay, so let's see where our independent, or sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm very sorry. First step in every single question on the English section of the ACT is to check your question type. So, question type, we have, they practice climbing regularly, while often practicing climbing, plenty of climbing practice, and then A is to practice climbing daily. Okay, so we're saying things in different ways. Very possibly there is a structural difference in this sentence because B is very special. B has they practice climbing regularly. That, to me, that's an independent clause. So that's an important distinction, which I think the person who's posted this question on Reddit pointed out. Do we need that, though? So now we're thinking about independent clauses. So let's read it from the beginning of the sentence. We have fresh air, great vistas. I'm going to start with B because it has an independent clause. So fresh air, great vistas, they practice climbing regularly, and ample time off to scale actual rocks. It's not a typical job description, is it? Okay, so we're going to ignore 44. That's going to be wrong. Let's say, so I don't like B because then it's not so much that it's wrong for an independent clause. Is that Scar? I don't know, is it? That feels super good though. Just keep doing that. Oh, that's so unsettling. The thing here, these questions, whoever asked this, this is very difficult because it's not immediately clear what you're being tested on. I thought at the beginning it might be sentence structure because they have clearly different sentence structure. But this one is a misplaced modifier question. Pay attention to that. I think that's what it is. We have fresh air, great vistas. I guess, I don't know. I want to look at the answer choices for 44. That might help. What are you doing, Brady? Meow. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, what makes this question hard, 43, is that you need to really understand 44's setup to appreciate what you're doing in 43. What I first said about independent clauses, it actually does have to do with that. We're not doing an independent clause beforehand. So the person who posted this said, I want an independent clause. You actually don't. You have a dash here later in the sentence. You can't get rid of it. A single dash, as we've said in the past, is a non-essential with a dash and then your independent clause. Or an independent clause, then your dash, then your non-essential. What are the positives and negatives of the society in Things Fall Apart? I don't know. What does your English teacher say, Prod? So in this question, we do not want, we're not in this case, sorry, we are in this case because we have an independent clause after the dash. Dashes are not allowed to, animal abuse, what are we saying? Oh, that's what you're saying. He's just kidding. He's just kidding. Brady, show them how you're just kidding. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have this situation. We have an independent clause after the dash. We're not allowed to do this, ever. This is not a valid way to separate two independent clauses. You can't say, I am trying to teach dash, but Brady is a liar. Those things can't be put together because those are two independent clauses separated by a dash. That's no good.
Help me. Help me, please.
So we don't care about an independent clause before the dash. We want something that's not. So I don't. So let's see what we have here. We have fresh air, great vistas, to practice climbing daily. Oh yeah, what the person said with this question at the very beginning. The answer is D, and it is parallel structure. Fresh air, great vistas, plenty of climbing practice, and ample time off to scale actual rocks. It's not a typical job description, is it? Right? Or whatever the actual answer is for 44. I don't care about that. But we have an independent clause, which means we don't want an independent clause before the dash. This is tough. But sometimes you have to maybe answer a secondary question before you go back and figure out the sentence structure of the previous one. This is hard. I apologize for how poorly that was explained. I was super distracted. I'll do it.
No, my lord. I beg of thee.
Yeah?
Yes.
Spray the cat. That's what I've been told. Spray the cat. What does it say on the bottom middle of the screen? No idea. What do you say on the bottom middle of the screen? You want to do a question, Bird?
Yeah.
This is fun for you.
Yes.
Give me a sec and I will get it done for you.
You wanted me to play prod. Did I play enough for you? I see a hand. Oh. I know, Levi's not handsome at all. Now, when you say psych, see, you've got the right sound, but it's spelled like psychology. Psych, like that.
No, it's not.
There you go. I think you're handsome. Shiny fish, I think you're shiny. And 4. Just better. Wait a second. We both have glasses.
I hate being up here with you right now. Why don't you just
What
do
do you
this question?
mean? We have fun.
Ugh.
Right? We have fun. Guys, it's okay. The graph of y equals 3 minus 5 sine x minus pi is shown in the standard plane below. What is the range of y? I want Cat Brady back. Me too. Guys, you think I don't want Cat Brady back? I want Cat Brady back too. But Cat Brady was in a very unfortunate situation.
Cat Brady, Brady in disguise.
That's actually pretty correct. Cat Brady needed a lot of help. So he got help. Cat Brady, you're right. Levi, is saying something or riot a thing on Twitch?
It's a thing in general.
I know it's a thing in general. Hey, Shiny Fish! Thanks for following! Hope you don't catch up to our boat, because then there's a propeller. Anyway, what the range of a function is all the possible values that y could be. Domain is how many values that x could be. So looking at this thing, they're only showing it to you in this limited window, but you can tell x is going to go on forever in both directions. So the domain is all real values of x. The range, however, is limited here. Look at the highest that the range ever gets. It gets to what looks like it's around 8-ish. We don't see the tick mark for 9 yet, so probably around 8. And all of these waves peak at 8. So the y can't be, higher than 8. So look at our answers here. And all of them are in the same form. They give us the lower bound for y is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to this upper bound. So basically y is between the following two values inclusive. And we know that it can be 8, but it can't be higher than 8. So that narrows it down to H or J. Brady, high five. There, is that what you liked? J. Well, it's too late. I already high fived Not Koozie. By the way, not cool, Not Koozie. Not Koozie's saying a lot of not cool things today, Levi. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't.
We should have some kind of a filter for not cool things, so we can just deny them. Anyway, that's the largest that y ever gets. And what is the lower limit of y? Well, it goes down into the negatives. Doesn't get all the way down to -3, though. But we know we're in the negatives. So if we already narrowed it down to h or j, h is going to be right here. -2 is the lowest that y ever gets. So range, all the possible y values. Domain, all the possible x values. Remember it. This is a SAT or ACT stream. Can you go over limits for my calc test tomorrow? Shiny Fish 4. We do calculus tutoring. We just don't do it on Twitch. So if you're interested in some calculus tutoring, we have some phenomenal calculus tutors at our disposal. And we can dispose of them if we need to. Then, DM us on our Discord. And we'll get back to you on that because we love calculus. Anyway, yeah, that's that one. That's pretty much all I got for that. Levi, I'd like to do another one.
Do you?
Yes. Anything on our Discord? Let us see. Did you ever do Jay the Wiz's question?
No, but I don't want to.
Oh, it's for his homework.
Jay's not here. Also.
Right. Sure. Oh, the Knowledge Fellowship.
There are lots more questions, though.
On Reddit or on our SAT ACT Discord?
Redword it.
Redword. I love Redword.
I hate when you talk like that.
Why? I thought you loved this. On ACT or SAT?
ACT.
ACT. Oh, look at, we're giving a little window on what we're doing here. To those students asking themselves, retake or not? All right, Prod. Let's not get too graphic here.
Oh, Jay's here.
Jay the Whiz Kid?
Oh, no. What?
How did they get past the filter?
Wait, did I post the wrong thing?
What did you do?
What have I done?
Levi, is there a specific problem on ACT or SAT?
I don't know, my lord.
Ugh. You know what, guys? Grow up. You know, that word's gonna be around forever. It's not going anywhere. So it's about time that you guys just really, you got a lot of growing up to do, you guys. That's what I think.
What's the word?
Look at our Discord, or look at our chat.
Oh.
Surprised that got past our,
Ooh.
Hey,
Good
don't
job,
encourage
Prod.
him.
Way to go.
Tobacco. That's right. The Jamestown settlement. Tobacco. It's a cash crop.
Go to ACT. Go to ACT.
I always like when they say, "Is this a good score?"
And
Dude,
go
they're-
to new.
No.
Yes.
That's what I was before, but there's no
Yeah,
pictures.
and then go. So you see view on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, click the thing right next to it.
It's not
No,
working.
yes. Very nice, bird. How the heck are rhetorical questions so hard for me?
All right, should I do this one?
Yeah, if you want to.
All for me grog, me jolly jolly bog. All for me beer and tobacco. Something.
Okay. What? Prod, are you studying for anything? On the real, I got a 1130 on the last SAT. What Ivy Leagues do y'all think I have a chance at? I'm really proud of my score. It took a long time.
We don't have information in our brains about like acceptance rates for different scores, but the internet has it in spades.
Yes, just search school name, SAT score range.
Yeah.
Shiny fish eats fish. Fish are friends, not food.
Not food. Hello, I'm Bruce. I only
Hello,
eat card.
my name is Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
On my honour, may I be chopped up and made into fish.
I'm really surprised that you remember all this.
Well, it's Finding Nemo. I saw like the first 2 seasons.
I get these violent images of like karate chopping your head.
Are you gonna do this question or not?
Yeah, I am. Seances. Okay. I want to do it, but you keep doing the Levi thing.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Want to join my Minecraft server?
No, you want to join ours?
Yeah, we have ours. Just look for it on the.
On Minecraft.
Yeah.
Although,
Go to near the water. It's near the water.
isn't that German? Minecraft?
Minecraft.
This is Minecraft. Oh, that's good. 44. The writer wants to end this sentence. Well, right there. You either need to decide for yourself, do I want to help the writer accomplish this goal, or do I want to try to thwart the writer and try to help them, or try to make sure that they don't accomplish the goal? If you want to get a good score, you want to try to help the writer out. So just imagine the writer is a good buddy of yours. That's how I always approach these questions. They want to end the sentence by emphasizing that rock climbers in particular may find being a rope technician an appealing occupation. What choice best accomplishes that goal? All right, what we have so far is, for many rock climbers, being a rope technician is a dream job. Fresh air, great vistas, practicing climbing daily, and ample time off to scale actual rocks. It's not a typical job description, is it? Okay. It's a fun little way to end it. These are all going to sound fine, but it's only one in particular that is going to accomplish the goal. That rock climbers in particular may find doing this to be an appealing job. All right, saying it's not a typical job description does not say anything about rock climbers in particular finding this appealing. So that's out of there. What else do we have? What inspires rock climbers to reach such heights? All right, that doesn't really connect to them wanting this job. What more could a climber want? Okay.
Wait, Brady, you didn't post this.
What, the previous one?
Oh, just kidding.
Very good. And then ready to sign up yet? Okay. So climbers, they give us this list of things that the job entails. Fresh air, great vistas, practicing climbing daily, time to scale actual rocks. These are all things that climbers would like to do because they're rock climbers. They seek these things out because of the nature of what they're doing. So H is going to be the answer because it makes it clear that this is a great job for a rock climber because there's nothing else they could want. It's got all the things that they like. Are y'all going to see the movie I Swallow? I'm not going to say that. Ready to sign up yet? Prod, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. This is a family show. Okay. So it's gonna be H. What more? Like, ready to sign up yet? That's like a question for you. Ready to sign up yet? And like, you're not a rock climber. You're just the reader. You might be a rock climber, but H is the one that makes it clear that this is a great job for a rock climber. So that is why that is going to be right. All right, we're done with that. Levi, what time we got?
Oh yeah, so much time.
Very good. What do we have here?
It's 8:34, so we got some time.
Texas Peach, you're following us now. Well, thank you. You got any questions? Levi's got a banjo. Go get your banjo.
You should alienate all of our viewers as soon as they come in.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to get the viewers to understand what this is all about. I find that accent very racist. I don't know if that's the right word for it. That's offensive, dude. Let's hear banjo. Yeah, Prod Vanix, let's hear banjo was pretty offensive. You shouldn't have said that. Texas Peach, I hope I didn't ruffle your feathers too much.
Ruffle your
Can't
peach
do
fur.
accents now in 2019. Tell that to people who actually have accents. Wait, what are they? Oh, they're not supposed to talk anymore? Now, Kuzi, you didn't really think that through. People do accents still. All right? You think England should just not talk? Why did you always get the new subscriber? Because that's the most recent subscriber. Not Kuzi, you can change all that if you subscribe. You want to be the new subscriber? Subscriber?
My name is Ethan Kale, and I attend Bel Air High School in Houston, Texas. Oh boy. I wonder what that is, Prod. Be careful. Technically we all have accents. That's not true. We all have dialects.
Oh, jeez.
Accents
You guys
are
have
when you're
no
speaking
idea.
a different language, and then you are speaking a new language, and you have a French accent. There is no such thing as a Texan accent. There's no such thing as a New Jersey accent. It is a New Jersey dialect and a Texan dialect, or a French accent, or an American accent speaking French. Right, Bird?
There's also a Jesus accent.
Yes.
Well,
Right? He just kinda
no,
does
that's
that.
his soundtrack. He doesn't have to make his own soundtrack.
Uh,
Yes. The angels make the soundtrack. Anyway, what happened to Texas Peach? Texas Peach, where'd you go? Say something.
Probably unfollowed us immediately.
No, I feel bad.
You should.
Well, sorry. I kind of flew off the handle there.
Yeah. You're the worst business partner I've ever had.
I'm the only... That's not true. You've had another business partner. We don't like to talk about that.
We do, actually. We love
Talk about it all the time. My name is Ethan Kale, and I attend Bel Air High School in Houston, Texas, 5100 Maple Street. There's quite the banter going on between this Shiny Fish 4 character and Prodvanix and not Koozie. They seem like three peas in a pod.
I don't want to respond to you right now.
But I'm looking at you.
I know that.
What do you have to say back to that, Levi? Is God real? What is real? What is God? What is? Big questions. Yeah, I feel like I just scared Texas Peach off.
Maybe.
Maybe not, though. Maybe Texas Peach is like, let's make him feel uncomfortable, because I might have left, but I didn't really leave. I don't know. God must be real because I prayed every day for my 11:30. Like a 11:30 appointment at the hairstylist. I always try to get my dentist appointments at 2:30 because, you know, tooth hurty. You just blocked my face for the delivery of the joke.
I'm not sorry. That was totally intentional.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
You just... What are you doing? This is not fun for me, Levi. Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
You think this is fun? It's not.
I thought it was fun for you, both of us.
Isn't that a song? God must be real because I prayed every day for my 11:30.
I think that was written in the Middle Ages.
That's probably... It's one of the proofs of God, right? Didn't Thomas Aquinas... No. Yeah, wait.
I think it was Martin Luther King.
No. There was a... I think it was Thomas Aquinas. Someone came up with a bunch of proofs of God, like logical proofs. I don't think it was Martin Luther King. I think it was Aquinas.
Okay. We have this function, f of x. This looks fun.
Yeah.
Equals the absolute value of x
know.
minus 2 minus 3. Okay. Then they say if f of a equals f of 0. Okay, that seems weird, but we don't know what f of a is, right? F of a will be equal to the absolute value of a minus 2 minus 3. We can figure out what f of 0 is. F of 0 would be absolute value of 0 minus 2 minus 3, which would be equal to, actually we'll just do it here, which is equal to negative 2, absolute value of that is 2, minus 3 is negative 1. So we have f of 0 equals negative 1. We also know that f of a equals negative 1. What is the value of a? Great. Oh, gosh.
You get it? You're worthless. You have no value. You're right at 0.
I got it. But yeah, I got it.
I got a mean streak in me today.
Yeah, stay away.
You want to fight about it?
No, I would not fight with you over that. You do.
Yeah.
We're agreeing.
Okay.
You want to fight about that?
I'll erase it.
Oh, will you? I doubt it.
Doesn't mean it's not true.
I don't think you can. Okay, so we now know that f of 0, so we have f of a equals f of 0, because they told us that, and we know that f of 0 equals negative 1. So that means that f of a equals negative 1. We also know f of a is this thing. So let's just do that now. That's our next step. So we solved for f of 0. Now we're setting it equal to f of a. So we have absolute value of a minus 2 minus 3 equals negative 1. So let's start solving for a now.
I love solving.
So we add 3 to both sides. We get absolute value of a minus 2 equals 2. Okay, now I want to take a pause here because I just want to go over what happened. We had basically a system of equations. We have f of x equals that thing with x's. We have f of a equals f of 0. We can solve for f of 0. You don't have to know exactly where you're going at the beginning. I actually didn't know what was going to happen here, but I know that I can solve for f of 0. I can't solve what f of a is and find a constant, value of it. But now I've satisfied all of those pieces that I could figure out, set things equal to each other that I knew were equal, and just tried to play around. I threw math at it. So now I got to this point. Absolute value of a minus 2 equals 2. When you're solving absolute value equations, you say what's inside the absolute value equals the other side, and then also what's inside the absolute value equals the negative of the other side. Whoa, my gosh. Kuz, I will read that in a short period, soon. I'll read it soon. Okay, so this left side, we add 2 to both sides. We get a equals 4. Here we add 2 to both sides. We get a equals 0. Well, that makes sense because that was what f of 0 was. It's also not an option here. But a equals 4, that makes sense for B. That would be the right answer. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to answer this question now. My first period class is that. Thanks. Guys, be careful of giving too much personal information. Or we will have to mute you. Or just ban you because we're not that good at figuring out how to mute people, so like we might end up banning you and then, that's what happens. This is all hypothetical. Yes, and I'm going to hypothetically ban you. Okay, so, not because I don't like you, Prod. I like you. I just don't like you. I just like, it's...
Oh, tell him the truth. / her the truth.
I just... They peer pressured me. Yeah, it really seems like you got peer pressured into that, Prod. Okay. Let us do the next question. Bird, you're up.
Yes.
We're going to have you do a question, and you're going to like this question.
Yes.
We also only have about 15 minutes left. So, get busy asking questions or get busy, whatever the rest of that quote is. I know it, I just don't want to say it because it'd scare you. We've done all of these. I don't know what that means. 10. This one seems answered-ish. Okay, this needs some... Oh, Bird, you're going to like this one. I'm sorry, Levi. Who are the 5 others in here? Don't share your personal information with Prod. Or anybody, ever. Never tell people who you are. Never divulge any emotional...
You think my name is actually Brady? Yeah, right. Who names their kid Brady? It's not a first name. Think about that. I will give money to the person who actually knows what Brady is short for. You guys can guess. What is Brady short for? No. No, that's not how you spell Braidword.
It is.
No, it's not. Not Koozie. You're right. It is just Brady. Brady's not short for anything. But Shiny Fish? Ha! You thought my name was short for Braden? It's still 2 syllables. Why would I say Brady and not Braden? Like I don't have time for Braden, but I have time for Brady? Ridiculous. Sorry, I'm still mean. For that reason, I'm out. Shiny Fish, stay in. Don't go.
Okay, Bird, do this question.
All right. Don't go, Shiny Fish. I'm just giving you a hard time because I know you can take it.
Stop. Okay, do you want me to do this?
No, I can do it. All right, Shiny Fish. All right, fine. Miss Lewis plans to drive 900 miles to her vacation destination in Florida, driving an average of 50 miles per hour to Florida. How many miles per hour faster must she average while driving to reduce her total driving time by 3 hours? Interesting. All right, this first thing I'm getting. She has a total distance of 900 miles. She drives an average of 50 miles an hour. If they give you a distance and they give you a speed / rate, The only thing you don't have is a time. So I'm not even sure where the question's going, but from that first sentence, I can tell you what time that would take. All right? So rate equals distance over time. We have a rate of 50 miles per hour. We have a distance of 900. We just don't have a time. I multiply time over here. I get 50t is equal to 900. I divide by 50. 50. Time gives us 90 over 5, which is going to be 18. So it's going to take her 18 hours to get to Florida. How many miles per hour faster must she average while driving to reduce her total driving time by 3 hours? All right? Which means her current plan is going to get her there in 18 hours. She wants to go faster so that her total driving time is reduced by 3 hours, which means it's going to go down to 15 hours. We have a new time. We need our new speed. Same distance, 900 miles. We want a new speed for this time to work. So in a different color, I will restart my calculations. R is equal to distance over time. We know our time, we just don't know our rate. 900 is our distance. Our time is 15. With a little bit of number crunching. These are pretty crunchy numbers, by the way. Let's see, these are both divisible by 3. I get 300 over 5. These are both divisible by 5, which is 60. Rate is equal to 60. How many miles per hour faster must she average? So originally she was driving at 50 miles an hour. Now she has to drive 60 miles an hour, which is 10 miles an hour faster. Hence the answer is C. Shiny fish, don't go. We need you. And if you're not watching us, I don't know if I can continue streaming. Say something. I was over the line. I was out of bounds. I asked you a trick question, and then I got belligerent when you actually tried to answer it honestly. And I feel terrible about it.
You look terrible about it.
I do look terrible about it. In this question, I did this for you. You're so shiny. You're so shiny. Well, ball's in your court. What time we got, Levi?
We got 10 minutes still.
Sick. All right, what's next? Oh, are you, nice. That's good. Show those on Reddit the way. Here in the moment. Thank you. You're welcome here in the moment. Thank you for being here in the moment. I don't know what you're saying thank you for, but it's probably one of the questions that we did. Probably.
Hey, also, we're almost done for tonight, but please ask us questions. You can mention us on Reddit or whatever, and we can do those questions. Also, we're going to be here tomorrow, too.
That's something. Gram session.
Yes.
Ooh. You have a problem, too?
I have a child right before and right after.
Oh, like at 9?
Yeah.
We got to talk Gram sesh.
Yeah, we got to talk cram session. But we, at the very least, tomorrow we will be streaming 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So for at least an hour and a half, we'll see if we can move some stuff around to do more stuff.
I could do it a little bit more time past 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you have a child?
I don't have a child. I have to go see an improv show because I need to see 2 before the class is over if I'm going to get credit for the class.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
Brady wants you to know that he's taking an improv class.
Brady's taking an improv class.
Zip, zap, zop. A lot of that. We actually did play that today.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Never too old to play.
A little zip, zap, zop.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to do some more questions. What do we got?
Tips for science, pretty please.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a very pretty please.
We did talk about that yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Did you get to the outside knowledge stuff?
Yes,
or
I
no?
did.
You did.
I did.
Okay, so I think that was right at the end, right?
Oh, jeez.
No, because you got very bored at the end.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle.
So here in the moment,
Oh.
Ow, I'm sorry.
Do you condone violence?
I don't.
Okay, well, you got to make that clear.
Yeah. The stream from yesterday that we did, if you go to our videos up over Brady's head-ish, the tab for videos, I think, if you're on desktop. I don't know about anything else.
You.
Oh, yeah, they are.
The video from yesterday, somewhere at the beginning to the middle, someone asked us for science tips, and I did a whole thing on science.
You had a science passage pulled up,
I
right?
did.
So
I did have a
at some
science
point,
passage.
Brady has a science passage pulled up. You can watch that, and Brady goes through some stuff. Are any of the sections really tough for you, or any passage type, like the conflicting viewpoints or the data analysis, which is less likely? Oh, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you here in the moment.
Come back tomorrow.
Here in the moment, we've always been so happy when you've joined us. Every time you've ever joined our stream, we've been so happy.
Yes.
Yeah, conflicting viewpoints. Leave that one till the end. Read the intro paragraph and the topic sentences of each student/scientist, and then go to the questions. But we talked more about it yesterday.
Yeah, just go find that thing.
And for 3 easy payments of $3.99, and then subtract those 3 easy payments again, you can get our video for completely no money.
This looks like fun.
Should we start selling our action figures on Twitch?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. You are your own action figure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or are we just selling ourselves?
Don't sell yourself short, Levi.
Oh,
You should rotate that.
I'm gonna. Watch me. Transform!
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 Counterclockwise. Ha ha!
Okay, so we have this thing, which, Bird, do you want to do this or no?
I'm a bird.
Oh,
I'll do it.
we have like 5 minutes. Let's do it together. It's our last problem, possibly.
Ratio of A to B in a circle, or rather an ellipse, and a poorly drawn ellipse at that, is 6 to 1, and the ratio... What?
And a lisp.
A lisp. Oh, that's very good. A to B is 6 to 1, and B to C is 12 to 1. What is the ratio of, the value of 2A plus 3B over 4B plus 3C? All right, well, something that's fun for ratios is you can just assign those values to those letters. But would it be possible for A and B to be 6 and 1, respectively, and then B and C to be 12 and 1? Levi, would that be possible?
No.
No, why not?
Because then you've assigned... Okay, so what Brady's saying is assign values to stuff. So he's saying A equals 6, and B equals 1, then B equals 12, and C equals 1. No, this is not okay, because B is actually the same thing, so you can't say it's 1 and 12. It cannot be both. So you got to scale one of these guys up, and then you can plug in those values.
I have a solution.
What's your solution?
Let's take this ratio 6 to 1, and let's multiply everything by 12, and then the B's will match.
Yes, so let's bring this down. This becomes 72, and B equals 12. So A equals 72, B equals 12, and then C will still be 1.
We've preserved the ratio, my lord.
So what we did, we made up possible values. These are not the actual values of A, B, and C.
We don't know if they are.
But they could be,
yes.
And they have the correct ratio between them. We have a 12 to 1 ratio of B to C, as we've said here. We have a 6 to 1 ratio of this A and B here, so that's preserved, as Bird said. Now we can plug those things in and see what the value is.
Plug it in, when no one is around you.
Say, baby, plug it in,
plug
babe.
it in, babe.
Plug it inward. Plug it inward, plug it inward. When it's falling outward, plug it right back inward. Okay, 2 times 72 is 144. So we get 144 plus 36 over 48 plus 3 is 51. So this is 180, and that's 51. 51 divided by 6. 3 is 17, and that's 60, and that's going to be the situation.
There it is. We plugged it in when no one was around us.
Yeah, nobody was around except for us.
Except for each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're basically the same person. Nobody can tell, but we're actually Siamese foot twins. We share
a foot. Yep. We pass the foot to each other every other week. It's Levi's foot, and then it's my foot.
Yep.
It's shriveled and it's severed.
And there are no toenails.
But gosh, it's our foot.
Yep.
And we share it.
We share it.
All right.
Share that foot.
Yeah, we share it all the way to the bank.
Okay. Yeah, so why don't you take that to the bank and
cash it in for one severed, wrinkled foot.
Yes. You'll get what you paid for there.
But you can put it back in the bank for interest.
Yes, and the interest will be
Small percentages.
Small percentages of the foot. It's mostly shaved off warts that have been frozen at the dermatologist and then scraped off over the course of many weeks of pain in your 7th grade year of life.
But they go great in a protein shake.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
right.
make sure not to have a milk base because toenails curdle.
Oh
milk.
gosh, yes. No milk base.
Nope. Okay, we will be back with
Cram
more
session.
like this, a cram session
Which might
tomorrow.
be this, but just called a cram session.
Yeah, but the title would be different too.
Yes.
I
I think that's about it.
can't think of anything else. They've learned what they can.
You know what?
What?
Here's one last thing to think about.
We do have
What time is it?
2 minutes.
What time is it?
We have 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh. One thing that you haven't really thought about, Levi, is the fact that you can get double the data with a new monthly plan from Verizon.
Wow.
We are Verizon.
Wait, don't. We're not sponsored by Verizon. We are sponsored by breakfast, which is a nutritious part of breakfast. It's actually 100% of it.
Yeah,
Not to be confused with Britain exiting the European Union.
I think you're thinking it brings him